What up my guys, it's me Toothpick here with 101 quick tips and tricks for Runescape, just for you. Yes, literally you today right there. You're welcome. I've searched the vast ocean of the internet and my own current knowledge to bring you the best tips and tricks to help you be better at Runescape. And just by looking at you, God, you need it. I wanted to find ones that will help you save time, GP, and experience. With some added flavor, of course. But yeah, there's a lot of these, so let's get into it. You can open this tab here in your bank to equip items from your inventory so you don't have to exit out of your bank. You can also right-click the item for the option to equip from inside the bank menu. You can also do the exact same thing for food or potions by right-clicking on them to either eat or drink. If you have a bunch of partially charged jewelry or half-drank potions sitting in your bank, you can go to these two guys at the GE to decant them, which will combine them efficiently and save you bank space. When you recharge your amulets of glory, skill necklaces, combat bracelets, or ring of wealth, it will put them at 4 charges. But you can go to the Fountain of Rune to max out the charges to 6. Normally when you pick up arrows off the ground, they won't go directly into your arrow slot, but if you talk to this guy in Lumbridge, then you can toggle the option to have those arrows go into the slot automatically instead of in your bag. If you hold shift and right click an NPC, you will get the option to tag them, which can be helpful for clicking on them. You can pay NPCs at the tree patches to automatically get rid of the tree after you get the XP. It's only 200 GP, so it's generally worth it to save your time. If you don't have a teleport to a certain place, or you just want to spend less money on teleports to that destination, that's okay, because you could just use other people's houses to teleport you to your grinding spots, unless you're an Iron Man, of course. 330 is the best world for this, but if you want a less crowded world, then go to 331 or 329, because there's usually at least one person hosting. If you're doing the Chaos Elemental and are sick of PKers, you can lure the boss to this gate here, and you will hopefully never see another PKer ever again. Splashing on birds or rats are a great way to get magic XP over a long period of time. If you don't mind leaving Runescape on in the background while your computer is running, or doing other things, then why not get passive magic XP? There is a RuneLite plugin called Quest Helper, which helps you with quests and makes them significantly easier and faster. I know that most people know about this, but this one is just for you, Stevie, alright? Use this, okay? There is a high elking price website that tells you in real time what items are best for buying and elking off the GE. I'll put the link below if you guys are interested. Stop sleeping on birdhouse runs, okay? It's free money and hunter XP. Alright, just go do it. Stop sleeping on herb runs. It's free money and farming XP. Just do it. By doing the mini quest Bear Your Soul, you can get the Soul Bearer item, which sends ensouled heads back to your bank. It can save space while doing certain Slayer tasks, and is worth the time. While doing barrows, bring the strange old lockpick item. It lets you go through any barrow doors, which means you won't have to waste time looking for the correct ones. You can exchange the mole skin and claws for bird nests at Wyson at Falador Park. This could be useful because sometimes you can get more money from this, or if you're an Iron Man, it means more access to seeds. There are a bunch of skilling pies that will give you temporary boosts for certain skills that you could use to do things above your current level, or, more importantly, to achieve some quest and or achievement diary requirements. One of the 2 ways to get a temporary boost for rune crafting is by talking to Old Dak in the Cave Goblin City. There's a chance by talking to him, he will boost your rune crafting by +2, or he may give you a -2, depending on his mood I guess. But this also can be useful for choosing certain requirements. Don't sleep on your quest. Doing your quest, especially early and mid-game, is important because it lets you skip a lot of the boring, annoying content. If you're not in a multi-combat zone while in the wilderness and you're getting PK'd, you can do what is referred to as boxing, where you get into a combat with an NPC and let them attack you so the PKer can't hurt you. It's good to be aware of this tactic because it can save you. The fastest way for using the Abyss is teleporting to the Ferox Enclave and running south. You could even restore your run by using these restore pools in between runs. Aiming to get certain items or teleportation methods early on is very useful because not only will this save you time, but can save you XP. Things like Fairy Rings, Slayer Helm, and teleport items are all ones that will help you progress faster in the game. Depending on where your account is, it can be a good idea to bring one of each type of clue scroll, easy, medium, hard, and elite, to Watson so you can exchange this for a master clue scroll. There's an option to remove roofs in the settings, which you should definitely do because it's pretty annoying otherwise, let's be honest. By putting your attack style to defensive, this gives you an invisible +3 defense, which can be helpful if you're trying to escape someone in the wilderness. To make your bank more organized, use placeholders so you know where everything will be. This will save you so much time, and will just aesthetically look a lot better. If one of your first goals isn't to start doing Tears of Gothics, then change it right now. Put that to the top of your list because it's going to give you an insane amount of XP over the long term and probably to the skills that you just hate doing and never want to do. Aim to do your achievement diaries as early as you can because they give you great teleport options and other great benefits. As well, it gives you some goals to level up those skills that you should be doing. You should not have 32 hunter. Come on, man, 32 hunter. Are you serious? Instead of right clicking to drop things, you can hold shift and then left click on them. So it makes it a lot easier and a lot faster when having to do skilling that involves dropping many things. By setting up your F keys, you can switch tabs much faster. This will be super helpful later in the game when you're doing a lot more PVM. If you want to change your teleport home spell animation, use code OSRSF2014 at Diango to get the cow kicking animation. It's pretty neat. You can make yourself invisible by typing : render self, but it only makes you invisible to yourself, not others. You can put a pin on your bank so in case you get hacked, then you have an additional layer of security so you don't lose your items. If you don't know how to prayer flick, I suggest just at least practicing because it can be useful in certain bosses and certain times you have to grind and you really just don't want to go back for that prayer potion. Bringing Law, Mist, and Lava runes with you makes it so you can basically teleport anywhere with a basic magic book. And if you have a rune pouch, this saves you a lot of space. If you're logging into Runescape, you should probably also just have the wiki open in the background because you're gonna have to use it. This game is so big that like you're gonna need to use the wiki, so just get used to it. The NPC here located north of the Grand Exchange, Abigail, is an NPC that lets you look into a Theater of Blood party, just in case you're wondering. In the making of this video, the HD client came out. Okay, just try it. Look how good this looks. This is crazy. This is a RuneLite plugin, and I would highly suggest using this. So it makes your experience more enjoyable. If you have the money and you can bring a cannon to your Slayer task, do it. It's just gonna save you so much time and is 100% worth it. To repair your Barrows equipment, go to the armor stand in a house. It costs less than an NPC repairing it and goes down the higher your smithing level is. Taking multiple charter ships to the location you want instead of going there directly will cost less money. Think of it as a layover flight. You have a whole XP goal setting menu if you right click on the orb icon here. You can set the goals to whatever level or whatever experience amount you want, and it's really good for seeing the progress you're making towards a bigger goal. If you don't have a membership, get a membership. I don't care if you don't have any money, alright? Go sell your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, do something, alright? Membership, 100% worth it, $11. I believe in you. Some of the first things you should sink your Slayer points into should be the Slayer helm and the bigger and badder Slayer rewards, because both of those will give you more XP over time. Certain Slayer tasks can be done in the Nightmare Zone, like Trolls or Black Team. This can be useful because you can use the Nightmare Zone to not also level up your Slayer, but as well train. At certain bosses and Slayer monsters, it can be useful to bring high alching runes, since there will be a bunch of mid-gear dropped, and this will help you save inventory space. If you are doing high alching with a huge stack of items, you might as well do agility at the same time, so you can multitask here. By using bank tags, you can basically make out a bunch of different loadouts for your gear, which will make it a lot quicker when you're doing certain activities, like Theater of Blood or the Gauntlet. Go try new things. You never know if it's gonna end up being useful to your account, or maybe you're just gonna make more money doing that, you know? Like, move on from Barrows bossing, okay? Do something else. If for some reason you decided you really wanted to do the boss keys have a significantly higher drop from hill giants in the wilderness. If you are in the very specific scenario of wanting to go to Port Sarim from Shanty Pass, all you have to do is just bully this guy right here. He will throw you in jail and refuse to pay the fine, and then you will get sent to the Port Sarim jail. Wow, efficiency. Make sure you're using the X and All button while doing banking skills. The less right clicking, the better. If you end up deciding you want to get rid of your extra jewelry, alching it at any charge will always give you the same amount of GP. Make sure that in your bank you have an item selling tab or a trash tab, because it really does clean up your bank. Don't forget to level up your agility. Going from 1 to 33 gives you 50% more run energy and gives you access to certain shortcuts, which overall saves you so much time. So don't sleep on that skill. If you have a clue scroll and have to go into the wilderness, put it in a clue box. This will make it so if you die and you have multiple items that are more valuable than the clue itself, the clue won't be lost, but the box will be. Buy the Preserve Prayer Scroll. It's only 50k right now, and it can be really helpful if you need your pots to last longer. There's an option to be able to attack left click all monsters automatically, so you don't have to right click on them every single time. Again, we are saving time and aggravation here. All holiday items can be redeemed by Diango. When on a Kurath or Toroth Slayer task, always use the leaf-bladed axe rather than any of the other leaf-bladed weapons. It's just objectively better. Not sure which Slayer task to block? Some genius made a block Slayer list spreadsheet and wow, it's in-depth. I'll leave the link below, but definitely check it out, it's awesome. If your friend's messages are annoying you and you want to get rid of them, you can go down here and clear out the chat, and this also works for any of the other text in the game. Quest Helper can also help you with mini quests and achievement diaries. There's a RuneLight plugin that will let you see if someone is streaming on Twitch. This isn't super helpful, but it's more fun than anything else, and maybe you might see me. Ooh-wee. If you're going into an area that gives you a warning and you're sick of seeing them, you can go into the options here and toggle the ones you want on and the ones you want off. Also, you can do this at this man in Lumbridge. You can favorite worlds by right-clicking on them, and it will save them at the bottom of the world select screen. By shift-clicking, you can mark tiles, which can be helpful for remembering pathing or certain spots for bossing, depending on what you're trying to do. You getting burned out with RuneScape? Well, go play other games, okay? It's fine. Do it. Go play other games. If you haven't already, join a clan. It's nice and it's just a good way to socialize with other players. Don't bake stand, okay? You're really wasting your time. Go do something else, my guy. Like, do you actually think it's worth getting into a political argument with what Dumbface69 has to say? Okay? No. Flinching can be a valid tactic, and you can do this to certain bosses, so if you have the patience, why not? Try to do it so you don't take any damage at all. Watch guides before doing things so you have a better understanding of what you're getting yourself into, and you're not going to waste money or time on just dying over and over because you don't understand something. Setting up quick prayers can be really helpful and save you in certain situations, so it's good to just try to start using them. Instead of bringing your most expensive food for grinds, bring things like wine or berries baskets to save you money. You can skip through all the dialogue just by holding down the spacebar, and you know, who cares what these NPCs have to say, right? I'm sure the writers who spent hours and hours writing dialogue don't really care if we actually read it or not, right? A good idea while in the wilderness is having the logout button out. While running, just have your mouse hover over the logout, just in case, because this could save you in many situations. A good rule of thumb for life and in RuneScape is always have some sort of money somewhere. It's not a good idea to spend all your money at once because you might need it for something soon. It's important to remember that if you need certain gear to grind out a boss that you need to then get the money to get that gear, that makes sense, then don't be afraid to borrow or loan from other players. Most of the time they'll be cool with that, and it's just a good tactic if you're trying to be more efficient. I'm gonna say it again, do your herb birdhouse runs. Yeah, I put this here twice. Thought I forgot? Huh? No, you better be doing it. Are you doing it? Are you doing it? If you're doing Slayer tasks in the Catacombs of Krend, you can save money by burying bones here. It will actually partially restore your prayer points. If you're still taking out runes to teleport places, just buy the tablets. It saves so much time and aggravation. A general rule to figure out if something is scamming: if it's too good to be true, it's probably a scam. Certain monsters for Slayers need certain items to be able to efficiently fight them, so sometimes if you haven't done a Slayer monster before, look up what it is. If you're concerned that you don't have a lot of money, just remember that most of the time, the money you're gonna make will come from grinds, so it's a very natural process, and it's important to remember that. There are a lot of statistics that you can see about your account. Like, for example, you can see how much time you have on your account by clicking here. And if you want to see how many days of membership you have left while in-game, you can go right here. I know that you specifically really wanted that understanding music track, and if you want to figure out how you can get that music track, you can always right-click to unlock hints to see where you need to get it. If you want to know what stats you need to level up your combat next, you can always hover over your combat level and it'll tell you exactly what stats you're going to need to level up. When deciding on what attack style you want to use for range and magic, always use either rapid or just the pure magic attack, because it gives you more XP in that stat and you don't really need to train defense while training magic or ranged. So always go for rapid or the normal magic attack style. While doing the fishing boss Temperos, always make sure that you're getting the most out of the green fishing tiles. This will make it so that you're getting the most XP and the best results overall. Before you teleport into the wilderness from a house, make sure that you scry it first, just in case. You never know, you could be teleporting right into a trap. With RuneLight, you can always set the lowest prices of items to have them light up for you that are on the ground. Not only is Nightmare Zone a great training method, it's also really important because you want to make sure that you get enough points so you can imbue your rings and Slayer Helm, because it makes it super worth it. Alternatives for graceful pieces are the Penance Gloves, Boots of Lightness, and the Spotter Cape. These can be good substitutes before you have the complete outfit. With certain bosses, if you need a second of breathing room or need to heal quickly, you can walk under them and it gives you a moment to just be able to do those things. While doing bosses that involve gear switches, make sure that those are always at the top of your inventory, since when you switch items, they're gonna automatically go to the top slot anyway. The cheapest and quickest 99 is fletching, just in case you're wondering. The slowest skill for a 99 is either rune crafting or agility, so if you want more pain in your life, go for one of those. Some players don't understand the importance of breaking up your grind or just doing something else so you're not just going crazy doing the same thing over and over and over. So yeah, just make sure that you have a variety of things that you do when you log into RuneScape. If you're gonna do shooting stars, don't do it alone. Just do it in a group. Here's a clan chat that I use. It's really helpful, and I would definitely suggest doing it in a group because it's gonna save you way more time than trying to find them yourselves. Tip and or trick number 101, like and sub, my guys. That is how you're going to be the best at this game, is if you do that. Alrighty, and that's all of them, 101. I got a bunch of cool things lined up this month, so stick around, you know. I got them ideas. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and now you can go be toxic with your new vast wealth of knowledge. Yeah, go, you know, you can go belittle people for not knowing to do birdhouse runs, you know? Yeah. There you go. See ya.